40 books. And basically it really is a great book to talk about how to co-create what you want. And one of, is maybe you know this one phrase that he made famous is, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So most of the book is really about changing your thoughts, changing your mindset, and changing the way you think about how you can manifest intend. So we taught this on Tuesday, and the first thing we'll do is just kind of go in a circle and introduce ourselves a little bit about what you think intention is. And maybe I'll just redefine it. It's not something you do, which most people think of. It's something that you really kind of connect to, like an all-pervading source. And then once you connect to that, you can co-create, manifest more easily. And we're always connected to this. It's just a matter of being cleaner, more connected to it, kind of like lessening the rest of that link. So we just start by introducing maybe something specific that you want to co-create or manifest or intend. So something that you see, a dream, a project, something maybe that you're working on now. I know you said you're kind of overwhelmed with a lot. So how can you maybe just share one thing to, and then what we're going to work on very in a very hands-on we're going to co-create that idea and that vibration through questions and index cards, how to kind of facilitate your way of thinking and actions and mindsets about this particular goal. And if you want, I can start, or you could, why don't you start and then I'll share mine.
Okay. I have like two things. Do I need to just say one? Or?
No, you can do two, it's fine. And then out of those two, we'll pick one.
Okay. So one is the novel that I'm working on. And so it is being created right now and it's being finished, but in a very, very slow fashion. So that, and it is my intention for that to be a piece that inspires myself.
And beautiful intentions that are being co-created as we speak. And you know, we can maybe talk a little bit about the speed of manifesting, but have you, just came to mind while you were speaking, have you read The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron? Do you know that book?
No.
I would definitely check that out.
Okay.
It's a really great book about, she's specifically a writer, but any creative person on how to kind of keep that flow flowing, and it sounds like you might be in a little bit of a block. So it's actually a course that you do for yourself, and there's certain exercises, but it's just a great book to read and just
What's
have.
her name?
Julia Cameron, Cameron. So it's just kind of a great creative Bible to have in your library. Another great book is by Twyla Tharp, The Creative Habit. And she's a choreographer, but she talks a lot, just not only for a choreographer, but any creative person, on how to kind of have habits to make things get done.
Okay.
And that's a great book for anyone.
Yeah.
And then in terms of, just writing, just what I've heard, I'm not a writer, but, well, I write a blog, but just, finding out for yourself what ritual helps you to actually sit down and kind of, for me in my creative field, which is producing, is just kind of taking small action, which makes up big action. So if you just write, a chapter, or get 5 pages down, if you do like 5 pages a day after a week, that's what, 35?
I have no qualms about that. It's just that I took a 3-month job that was a consulting job that in between all of this, because I needed some money.
Right.
And I thought I was going to be able to create and then do the job. And then those two things didn't match at all, and I found myself completely taken out of the loop. And then I was also gone for a month to Europe because a friend got married. So there were a lot of things going on in the middle of all of that. And I got distracted. So.
Totally happens to everyone, and we are here now. You're here.
I'm here.
This is what I say at a lot of workshops, because it's so true. But the fact that you even came here and arrived and are here to learn this amazing wisdom, you've already made a lot of progress energetically. You've taken the time and the finances to invest in yourself. And they always say, no one's going to invest in yourself but you. And so you took that step. So give yourself a pat on the back. Showing up, as Woody Allen said, is 90% of the battle, and I do believe that. So we're going to just do a couple quotes by Wayne Dyer, in the Wayne Dyer book. Fantastic. So the first one is by Carlos Castaneda, who is one of Wayne Dyer's teachers, and it just kind of talks about what this intention is. And actually, Wayne Dyer read many of Carlos Castaneda's books, and that kind of inspired him to write about this subject.
I see.
So in the universe, there is an immeasurable, indescribable force, which shamans call intent, which means those who live of the source. Who's a sorcerer. And absolutely everything that exists in the entire cosmos is attached to intent by a connecting link. So, like I said earlier, it's not a question of whether you're connected to source, because we all come from source, but how is this link, how strong is this link? You can get distracted through work and you literally don't have time. Maybe you have a child and that's not the time to focus on, there is the reality of time, and we all understand that and can get distracted. It happens to the best of us. And you're traveling, you're not going to do it while you're at a friend's wedding. So I was just in Europe myself, and I didn't get anything done for my project. So my project, that my intention is, and it is being manifested by the grace of God, is I am co-creating a short film. It's a juggling and dance film that I'm going to New York to shoot for just a week. And I'm a choreographer, so I've produced 4 productions. So this is kind of my first venture in film. So I'm really, really excited. I know it's happening because I have my ticket and I have a lot of the steps in play. And I know it is co-creative because once you get other people involved, it's more than just you. And I think that's why, even though writing is such a solo endeavor, I'm sure you need audience, you need people to read it, you need a publisher, you need someone to do your cover.
Yes.
And whenever I read books, people always thank like a page worth of people. So you need people who are also helping you. Like, who is your supporter? Who is reading what you're reading? Who is doing all of this? So something Wayne Dyer really talks about is to have that intention. It has to be a clean link, and then you have to be very specific in your visualization of how you want that manifested. So let's take a moment just to vibrate with words how that is going to look like. So I want you to just close your eyes, take a moment, connect to your heart, speaking from your heart, and don't worry about what people think or what it sounds. You say don't express it. Just speak whatever is coming out, and you can pick whichever of the two feels more, like it wants to be expressed right now, and just when it's completed, like you have that vibrant business that's just, you have your team and you have so many people that you're helping. What does that look like? Where is the business located, and who are your clients? Or the book, what is the cover maybe going to look like? What's the title? How long is it? Do you see it at, are there Barnes and Nobles? I don't know. But, who's reading it? And, do you see it on the top 10 New York Times? Or, is it in schools? Or, is it, who's, who, blah, blah. So take a moment when you're ready, you can share.
Okay.
And before you said film, I saw that too. So it's interesting. Yeah, I think, just gotta do it. That's my advice, Don't worry about if it's good or bad. Just finish it. Like you said, it's your first book, first novel. Maybe it'll be a novella. Just finish it up. And then I think if you just pray, that's what Louise Hay says, or actually, Doreen Virtue, do you know her? She's about angels. She worked, Louise Hay? No? Okay, so she does Hay House. And so Wayne Dyer actually, did Wayne Dyer meet Louise Hay? And then she published his books. Well, she published all his books through Hay House. And then she also found, I guess she also is the publisher for, I believe, Doreen Virtue, who wrote all these great books about angels. So Doreen Virtue, her advice is, I think there's several ways to manifest, but she says, just pray about it. Instead of trying to go, you don't, you can, and even Wayne Dyer wrote a book about the Tao, and you can achieve a lot through doing less. It's when you tap into that field of intention, there's and energy. There's just so much synchronicity and things that are going to happen. So you need to just get in that alignment with that link of that, that intention. So you can think about, well, I want a team member that believes in this work, someone who you really trust, and you're going to share what, the story is very intimate, and so as a creative person, it's very hard to maybe open up because it's vulnerable heart stuff. I mean, it's deep stuff. So, you don't want to maybe just like talk about it with someone who isn't going to respect it, but you want to pray for that person who's your supporter, your cheerleader, and can help you.
I have
financially, you have that person?
Not financially, but
Yeah.
I'm an editing person
Good.
who's actually helped me storyboard the whole thing and put in, we talked about the cliffhangers, where it can go. So I have all of the scenes played out like a script,
Right.
basically, except it's going to be...
It's kind of a screenplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. I mean, you just did a
With
story.
dialogue.
I think storyboard, isn't that like screenwriting talk? I don't know.
And also trying to, because you're doing a film, right?
Yeah.
I did 2 short films.
They don't want to hear about it, they want to witness it, right?
Yeah, they don't want to know what
Yeah.
the character is thinking. They want to guess
Totally.
and derive. I know what that character is thinking.
Yeah, they are the ones who are discovering.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. If I had what I would like to manifest is all the funding.
Right.
Because
I hear that. That's a big one.
Yeah.
A big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta I said this on Tuesday too, but there's a lot of beautiful things written in the book and about just like praying and it's going to come to you and all this stuff. But it's like God helps those who help themselves. And I mean, even for my project, there's so much action that needs to, any director, any writer, and so there's so much action that needs to get taken. And but just know that the project is greater than yourself. And we're going to do some more exercises to help this beautiful novel. And most choreographers, they always get the title later on, so I wouldn't worry about the title. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, do you want to? All right, we'll do yellow. But we're gonna do the 7 faces of intention, which are kind of like the characteristics of intention.
7 faces.
Yeah. So these are the 7 faces that you want your
My pen is kind of running out.
Okay.
Family secrets, like rape within the family, and family friends and circles, and also adapting to America, an immigrant story. And I think that a lot of people that come to America and they're immigrants, they hide that. They hide a lot of who they are because they're just busy trying to adapt to the new culture and adjust to it. And so I see it coming out in the bookstores. I don't feel like it should be self-published. I feel like it should be published by a New York publisher. And I don't know that it will be read in schools because of the heavy topic. I also see, if it is, then I think that would be fantastic. One of my friends has his book being read in schools right now, so I think that's fantastic for him. And I also see potentially a movie being made out of the book, because there are a lot of action in the book as well, and it goes between continents, between Asia and the U.S. And so there'll be
spiritual teachers is that when you are in alignment with Source has no other choice but to serve you because you're at the same vibration. So when you are kind, when you are service, when you are love, then all of these things are going to flow better. And it's not that you won't have challenges or things aren't going to go in your way, but you're going to flow with it very well. You're going to deal with it well, and you're going to know everything. You're going to attract the right people for your project, for your book. You're going to, get that fun. Like when you know something needs to get done, you'll find the funding to make it happen, or you can do it without funding, or whatever. Like when a filmmaker wants to make a film, the film gets done. Like I think Sylvester Stallone got, how many no's did he get? Years. He wouldn't get the funding. Nobody wanted to produce it. And somebody said yes, right? So if you just have that will to do it, and the vision,
Did I run out of cards?
I thought I got you 7, but I can
See,
give you.
I might. No,
I might have
so I
done.
have abundance, creativity,
Right.
love and kindness.
Love and kindness are different,
Oh,
but they are very similar, and even many of them are very similar because love, kindness is.
then you have more than 7. Action.
No, action is my own invention.
Oh,
You can. Why don't you just keep it that way though? 'Cause
Okay.
we
Face
can
of
add
abundance.
one- I think action's a good one.
Expansion.
Yeah, abundance. The face of
Okay, so wait,
abundance.
what am I missing? Abundance, creativity, expansion, beauty.
Expansion and abundance are 2 different ones.
Do you have kindness?
Do you have receptivity?
Oh yeah, I don't have receptivity.
But I feel like abundance and expansion are 2 sides of the same coin. Same thing, love and kindness are very similar. So I like that we put action on there. I think that's a good. See, we got you know, everyone.
So I put love and kindness in 1.
That's okay. I think that's fine because you know if you read the whole paragraph, they're very similar. Like he tells you, you know, love and then it's kindness. Because when you are love, you are kind, and if you have kindness, you are love. So they're very connected.
Good.
So the next step is how to deal with obstacles, because obstacles are going to come in the way. So this is really good because I think everyone has a lot to learn in terms of our ego. Everyone has an ego, and sometimes I think when we have something we want to intend, you have to let go of yourself and think of the kind of it's like outside of yourself. And I think that's a great way to make something happen because it's not about you; it's about a higher calling. So whenever you feel like you have doubts about, because I think everyone has doubts about, am I, I've never done this. Can I really make a film? How am I going to do this? It can feel like so overwhelming with all the things you have to do. So one advice, and this is something Wayne Dyer says, is you can't do a big thing making a big action. Everything is a small action. Small actions create a big project or a big intention. So you have to just do it day by day, step by step. And he quit drinking. I know he died, but for I heard him speak. He was for 20 years. And he said, when I quit drinking, I could never think about me stopping for 20 years. That would be overwhelming. And even to this day, I don't think about a week from now. I just know that today I won't drink and tomorrow, is a new day. And that's what most people who are addicted who stop, they always say day by day. So same thing with a project, an intention. I don't think about how am I going to make this finished film, even though it's a short film. And same thing with your films, I'm sure. It's okay, how am I going to, get this location and get this person and I need to fund this. And each day it's one step. So I think that's really, you always have to break it down. So here are 7 steps, you like 7, for overcoming ego's hold on you. And you can write these down, or actually just write it in your notebook, that's plenty.
Oh,
Okay?
you want me to read it?
Why don't you not read it and just think of what you remember, that way it's a review for you.
Oh.
Can you remember?
So should we write them in note cards or?
I had my mom do it, but actually, I don't know if you need note cards for these. Maybe, okay, we can do it on note cards, why not? 1, 2, 3. Your place has to be big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I want them all to be green. That way they're not yellow. So we don't want the ego to be green. So my mom's gonna, my mom is going to review them. Can you just review them by
Okay.
your memory?
And then tell up the love chakra.
Stop.
Oh, the heart screen,
The
yeah.
heart
Yeah. On the heart though. Good.
Okay, let go of identifying yourself on the base of your achievements.
Let go.
Of identifying yourself on the base of your achievements.
Yourself on of your need. Okay.
Let go of your need to win. Let go of your reputation. Let go of your need to be right. let go of your need to have more. And stop being offended. So that's 8.
Did you do superior? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's 8?
Yeah.
I thought it's 7.
Is it
That was
7?
7.
That's 7.
That's 7.
Okay.
Okay. So some of these aren't that easy to do, and you'll know which ones are kind of more sensitive. Maybe some you're like, oh, I have no problem with that, but another one you do. So just maybe pick one of the 7 and put a star on it, and just say this from this week on. I'm gonna just, you know, for example, I am not gonna be offended. Like, no matter, I'm not gonna judge a single person. I'm not gonna, you know, if offended is something that you have in you, that's the one. Or if it's another one, like, you need to have more. You know, Wayne Dyer, I've been just listening to him all the time, put him on the background. He's talking about how, you know, go through the rule of 20-80. So I guess we use 20% of what we have and 80% goes unused. So in your closet, for example, you wear the same 20%. You wear, and I don't know that's true. You wear the same jeans, right? And you wear the same 2 tops or 1 scarf. And most of it you just leave there.
Yeah.
You never wear it. So he says, you know, take some of those things that are in the 80% and just give them away. And then he says, pick something that you do love and give that away.
Oh.
That's a tough one. But, you know, that act of you do pretty much, and especially in the States, like we do have enough, and yet we still always want more. It's a very like consumerist society. So, you know, in Taoism, it's really less is more. And, you know, especially if you're writing this book, it's like, you know, cut out maybe a certain activity, or cut out a TV show, or cut out something that's kind of cluttering your life. And I know you use the word overwhelmed, and I feel that too, but maybe just simplify something. You know, pick one thing to have less, which is more. And that idea of, you know, maybe just in your routine, or, you know, you can just kind of meditate on that. You know, especially if the word overwhelm came into that.
I think I got kicked into overwhelm because I had some funding that I was expecting from what I did.
Yeah.
So, and because once I get a job, I'll know that I'm going to take forever to finish the book.
Well, I think, you know, this is something that we were listening to before, which is how to feel good, right? Isn't that what Wayne Dyer said? Yeah. So this is from, I'll just read it from the Bible. The Torah says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. And then 31 lines later, and all that God created was good. So good and God are synonymous. So really, he says this, and it kind of makes you feel less guilty about feeling good, but you want to just feel good. And I know as a producer, as a director, at least in the past, not this one, but there's this feeling of stress and tightness in the stomach and not always feeling good because there's so much to do and it's on your shoulders. But this idea, and this is new for me going into this project, and still taking action and still being responsible and still getting, you know, money and take you know, getting shit done because you need to pay rent or whatever, do all this stuff. And you have to, you know, be practical, but feel good in the process. And it's not always easy, but when you feel good, you are with God, and then more things will flow. Mm-hmm. So does that mean, you know, you sound like, you know, you said you did yoga, you did soul cycle. So maybe moving is important for you, but there's this financial thing. So can you go running? Or do you have a bike? Or, you know, you want to feel good every day. Maybe that's the first thing you need to do is take a bike and get your blood flowing, get all this stress of the money, you know, all this the money stuff, kind of like, because I'm sure you feel great when you get out of yoga, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't worry about that. You feel that. You feel that zen. You feel good.
Just had Shavasana.
yeah. I just came here for the Shavasana. It's the T-shirt I saw, which is great. But anyway, so you want to feel good, and I think that's a really. I mean, I know just hearing it now and working on my project, I need those reminders. Like, okay, I'm going to take a break. I need to eat. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to take a break. You know, I need to. You know, or get people to help you. Every successful person I have talked to, they have a lot of help. They have a lot of people on their team, and you look at the film credits, right? How many people have worked on this film?
Yeah.
There's hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands on a big budget production. So for your project, same thing, and you want to feel good. So I would definitely write that down on a blue index card. Feel good. Okay? Just write that down. All right, and then we're going to move on to the third part, and this is actually an express workshop, so it's only scheduled for an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
So this will probably be our last. And let me just close the door.
Quick question.
So we're talking about films, and he did a lot of projects, and then he made his first big film. Like, he got some big funding, and it got really bad reviews. So you can have a good reputation, and then the next project you feel all this pressure to do well, or you can also have a failure, and it happens to a lot of creatives, and it doesn't mean they're bad. It just means maybe it was a great film, but the public didn't review it well. How do you keep going? So your reputation cannot define, I guess, how you keep going. And sometimes you can, I don't know, you get imagine you're a chef and you get a really bad review. Like, your reputation, like, don't read the good reviews, don't read the bad reviews. It's kind of a good advice in life. So you gotta just do the work, I think, because you have to do your work. It's about the work. It's about something bigger than a reputation.
Yeah.
So I think you might not have a reputation yet because it's your first novel. So it might not. Maybe that doesn't really apply to you. But say it's like Eat, Pray, Love. Say it's huge, right? Because I think that was.
And then
she wasn't that well known before. I don't
They
think.
asked her.
Yeah.
I saw really like a lot. She's just words just flow out of her, and she's quite admirable. I mean, I think that she makes me think about things in a lot of different ways than she does. She's very inspiring.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, so I don't know what Big Magic is about. I haven't read anything else, but I follow her Facebook posts and just like the daily things. You take some time to read it.
Okay, I'll check that out. Thanks for sharing that tip.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think it cuts both ways. I think it's tough to follow a good reputation, and it's tough to follow a bad reputation. I think they're both.
People are expecting more.
Yeah, people say. Marianne Williamson said, it's not. We don't fear being great. We don't fear failure. We fear how great we can be. Didn't you say that?
Both.
Yeah, like we all have something really great in us, and I don't know if I agree with that. I think we fear both failure and because I don't know if I fear doing great on this project. I know I sometimes hear, what if it's gonna suck, and everyone says Jen sucks. Like, that's more something that I worry about.
Well,
Everyone's gonna say it's amazing.
Well, I mean, if it sucks,
Well, when it's done, which will be soon, have me read it. And I'll buy one of your first books.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So now we are moving on. I hope let me find it. Give me 1 moment. So go over your cards and get ready for the next cards, which are 10 cards.
Okay.
I think. Well, this actually is another one. I was going to do another. I know it's 10. Oh, here are the 10. Just sewing. That is something only you can do. Like, I know, there's some things and they don't happen. They don't get, the intention doesn't manifest. And maybe that's okay, Sometimes you have to always end an intention with, may it be for the highest good of all. So, David Wolf is someone I follow too. He's a really cool guy and a nutritionist. And he talks a lot about you're either in the flow or you're out of the flow. And you kind of know when you're in the flow or out of the flow. When you're out of the flow, maybe you have you have accidents, you just don't feel good, challenges are happening, you're just like you're in a funk. And when you're in the flow, it's like, you feel good, you smile, you're radiating good energy, and things just happen to really flow well. And sometimes you're in the flow and sometimes you're not, that's just life. And when you're in the flow, it's synchronicity. So say I want to do this project, and it's the right thing to be doing in this time frame, and it's a good project to do, things will start to synchronistically happen. Like, I'll get the set designer, for example, I found the space, I got a grant, it's like things are flowing. And if things are not flowing, I was talking about this workshop, but that's not true either, because I think I truly believe that it's not about numbers, it's about helping people. So even say I'm doing a production, and I've done productions where the audience maybe was very small, and I've had a close relationship with artists, and I think it's not about how many people like your work, because you're always going to have maybe someone who doesn't. It's about getting your work out, and if you even touch one person, it's about that person, you touch that person, and that work wouldn't have been made manifest without you. You co-created it. So that is your job. It's not about what people think. It's not about the reviews of your book or your film, but you need to finish your book. That's your that's your journey. And my mom, can you share again what you said on Tuesday, which was really beautiful, about what Wayne Dyer talked about, your purpose? You have one and you.
Oh yeah. Like 3 years before he died, he said, "I've written 40 books. That's enough. This is my last book. So this is the last of the last." So he put his pen down. He said, "That's it." And he said, "I'm not going to write anymore. That's enough." So the next day, he found himself writing again. And what he was trying to explain is that when you have something in you, you can't stop it. It's like
Butterfly has to be a butterfly.
No, I mean it has to come out. It's just like it's natural. So you have something in you that's gonna come out. It's gonna be done, whether it's for money or whether it's for no money. It's gonna come out, and that's you. That's you.
Yeah, so I think you just have to have faith in that, and that's what really believe that it's going to happen. And for me, Pina Bausch is a beautiful and wonderful. She passed away, but she was a wonderful choreographer. I really respected her work, and she said the same thing. There's a documentary about her, Pina, and she said, I always say this production's my last production because they're so hard, and I don't want to do another one. And then a couple weeks later, she's obviously in rehearsal, but she's often said, I'm done. So it's interesting, and even me, I was like, I don't think I'm going to produce again. It's just too much stress. And But
as a matter of fact, Wayne Dyer last book came out today.
Oh wow!
Was unpublished. It's Vision of Heavens. It came out.
Oh, that's beautiful. Tuesday was the new moon, I think, and then Wayne Dyer's book came out. So it's a very great time that we're, and I think it's true. Like when the words you say, first it starts with a thought, which is a vibration, and then the words are vibrations, like a mantra, an affirmation. That in and of itself is helping to co-create your reality. So the fact that you're even saying out loud in this room, all of this stuff, that is helping. It's coming out. So that's very powerful. And I teach yoga as well. We do a lot of mantras. And you change the way you think. The vibrations in a mantra is a very powerful affirmation. So, and when you feel, so the first one is just you verbally and in writing, you just, your intention is set. So you can journal a little bit. That's a lot of what Julia Cameron's book is about too, your morning pages. But just verbally, I talk about, right now, it's only a 2-week away project and then it's done, but, it's done. Like I can already see it like happening and it's done. Like there's so much already put into it out there. Okay, number 2, intend for all of your relatives what you intend for yourself. So when anyone judges, criticizes, gets angry, expresses hatred, or finds fault with you, they're not at peace with themselves. Want this peace for them even more than you desire it for yourself. By having this kind of intention for them, you take the focus off of you. This doesn't require words or actions on your part. Simply picture the people in your family with whom you're not at peace and feel the peace you crave for them. Your inner speech will change and you'll begin to experience the peaceful authenticity of both your beings. So why don't we'll maybe pass the book around. Mom, you can read step 3, and then Amy, you can read step 4, and then I'll read step 5. Okay. So it's basically, Louise Hay's really big on affirmations. So, you look in the mirror, you say, I love you, I love you, I love you, Amy. And then eventually you start, even if you don't really love yourself, you're going to start loving yourself. Like, oh, I'm beautiful, I love my hair, I love my nose, I have such cute, lips. And then, you actually look at yourself in the mirror the next, eventually, and you're like, I'm such a cutie pie. So, same thing with the match game. He basically, you're either with the match of source or you're not. So those are the 7 faces of, we talked about intention, and then you're either you're matching or you don't match. So say, he gives all these examples, but I am having a big problem with a past employer. I don't know how I'm gonna, financially, this is stressing me out. And then that's no match, right? Mm-hmm. And I know it's easier said than done, but then you change your affirmation. You cross that out, and you literally write something new. You say something like, "This will resolve itself out with ease. And I'm grateful for the abundance of money that is coming my way in the form of $2,000 paycheck or whatever." And that's your new mantra. Or the new job opportunity that's coming my way. Maybe you need to, go on Craigslist or work on your resume and just get that job next week because you got to get a job or whatever. But or maybe you need to sell a painting, or maybe you need to, I don't know, do something creative how you can get a job.
You get some
gifts to offer, and you want to work too. My mom says to me, and I said I just don't have a lot of ambition because I have enough, I'm such a Taoist. I have less, so I have more. But, pretty simplistic. But, I take my dance class and I have a full fridge of great food, and I live in a beautiful place, and, I'm very happy. But I know money is, the energetics of money is exchange, right? So my time is valuable. So, that's why we're going to wrap it up. But there's also if I get, you have to value your time. Even my artists, I do want to pay them because they're talented. And, there's an exchange of everything. So when you just say, you're confident, you talked about communication, when you know that you are very valuable and you have tons of gifts, you're going to exude that, and you're going to have that vibration of, I want to help people, I'm ready to work tomorrow, I'm going to get up early, I'm going to get on my suit, whatever outfit is the best outfit for you to manifest the job. And that you value yourself. So when you value your gifts, it's really just an exchange of your gifts and your time. So, all right, so where are we? Number 5? Okay. So the match game, you just want to, any sentence, match it up. So you just say it. Okay, 5. Review all the obstacles that have been erected on your path to familial peace. Is that family? I listen to an inner dialogue that focuses on your resentment of others' expectations of you. Remind yourself that when you think about what you resent, you act upon what you think about while simultaneously attracting more of it to you. Examine your energy level for your tendency to react to lower energies with more of the same. And give your ego a reminder that you're no longer opt to be offended or need to be right in these relationships. Oh, so these are 10. All right, so Mom, can you read 6 and 7, and then you'll read, Chinatown has a lot of really great organizations, and I'm sure they would love to support someone like you, and especially if you want to be a mentor, work with, I don't know if you want to work with children, or I'm sure you could get, maybe not right away, but teenagers and stuff like that. I know it takes time, it might be January, just in terms of the hiring process, it might not be this semester, but I could totally see them hiring you. It's not... they need, and you're Chinese, so it was journal and figure out what kind of what would be the best position for you, and then just start really focusing on that. And you deserve. You're not 22. You have a lot of experience under your belt, and you're very intelligent and capable. And just know that you're in this transition, and you are ready to receive the perfect job for you. And I do believe it'll happen. I remember this was before I got the teaching position. I got the specialized teaching position for these preschools, and it was my best teaching job. And I'd been a teacher for so long, preschool and this, and I was just burnt out. The pay was really shitty, and it's a really tough job. And I was doing really just menial kind of jobs. And I was I went to UC Berkeley. Wow. I'm super smart. I'm super capable. And, I'm in my third, was getting older. I'm like, I can't work with. I'm just like
Not
something.
anymore. Yeah.
I was kind of stuck, and this was before I had my own studio. This is my own studio now. And I was like, oh, what do I do? And I just had this moment of like on my knees, like God, just what do I do? And I think those moments are good because they say like in the Torah, when you're at that darkest place, you can't go any darker. You're gonna find the light right after that, and that's why like we work with the sunset and then the sunrise, because after the darkest place, you will only find light. So right now you're just in a it's okay to say, God, or whatever you believe, like I'm in a dark place. I don't know what's next, but this is like I want this, and just put yourself on your knees and say, God, help me through this. And I believe those moments of prayer and just you asking and just being like, I don't know, it's okay. And that's where I was at, and then I got like the most amazing job after that, and I built my confidence. Like I wasn't like I'm an artist and I paint and everything, but like I didn't see myself being like this specialized art teacher that was paid that well, and it's a really great job, and I learned a lot. And gratitude is the highest of all virtues because it is the mother or the father of all the others. And I know I've been teaching gratitude. I wrote a blog or two about it. You can check yogaroom.us if you want to read my blog on gratitude. But gratitude is a big one. And I'm doing a workshop. Check the website, but the next workshop is about gratitude, forgiveness, and the path to happiness. And it's a 3-part workshop in one workshop. But gratitude is huge. Once you get that attitude of gratitude, you really start changing the way you see things. The things you look at change, and your mindset changes and things start flowing in a huge way. Because the outside may have challenges. The outside may look a certain way, but it's your attitude that matters. It's how you feel. It's your vibration. And then you deal with everything in a better way. It's really about gratitude. So let me just see what he said. Be in a state of gratitude. So rather being in a state of non-peace concerning he keeps talking about family. I guess this is a family chapter. Family members say a prayer of gratitude for their presence in your life and all that they have to come to teach you. Okay, so these are things, and I think it's something that we always need to rehear, relearn, and like I said, you're gonna go in and out of the flow, but just knowing that you can be a part of your co-creative process of intention and that it can happen, and believing in yourself. So thank you so much for coming, Amy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mom, for filming. Thank you, Chuvi. And I do hope to see you again at the yoga room. And I know you're going to do really well. And I can't wait to buy and read your book.
Thank you.